Greetings. In this week's weekly tip, I want to help you plant a seed to change your mindset from selling stuff when you post things online, email, video, to start storytelling. Stop selling, start storytelling. And here's a fact. Most people remember 5% of the facts you share, but they do remember 65% of the stories you share. So there's a tip. We all do marketing. You all do marketing, whether it's email, social media, video, website. I would encourage you to put on a storytelling mindset instead of a selling mindset. I'm not suggesting selling isn't important because that's what drives the engine, but I want to suggest to you to lead with stories. All right, so let's take a look. I don't know if you watch Shark Tank, but most salespeople sell features. Good salespeople sell outcomes, but the great ones sell feelings. That's Robert Herjavec, one of the Shark Tank hosts. So again, I'm not suggesting a listing with beds and baths should not be talked about. I'm suggesting you flip the script a little bit and lead with stories that invoke emotions and feelings. As you all know, your clients make mostly emotional decisions backed up with facts. Don't lead with facts, lead with stories that invoke feelings. So, and I want to help you with that. Let's look at some examples of how that happens, right? People forget stats, but they always remember how something made them feel. Storytelling activates emotion, not just logic. And you've seen me in previous tips talk about facts tell, but stories are the ones that sell. So let's take a look at a video and from Zillow. It's a 1-minute ad that I thought was wonderfully done right after this, and then we'll come back and recap and give you some ideas around how storytelling can be activated with all the marketing you do. Let's take a look at the video.
Remember that house, Mom?
Oh, yeah. One of the first ones we looked at. We've seen so many houses.
I just kept hoping. I just kept hoping.
We have
Why you look
one up there.
clear?
So nice.
As you can see, it's bringing in a lot of light.
Having me a real hard
Nope.
time.
We can work with this.
You were obsessed with that tree.
I thought that one was ours.
Come on, Mom.
Sorry, Lou. We didn't get it.
Train me.
Loved the kitchen in that one.
I kept
Yeah, well, 8 other people love the kitchen too.
We almost quit after that.
I think we should pause on the search for a while.
Mom, look what I found.
alright.
It's funny how things work out.
This is ours?
So I just kept going, trying to find my way here.
Think of that, right? That was a single parent where they almost gave up the search after 8 homes that they couldn't get, and they finally got it. And that video invoked emotion when you watched it. Hopefully it did for you like it did for me. None of the video covered beds and baths. It always started with a story about their journey. And as you help buyers and sellers, you take them on a journey. Every transaction is a journey. Flip it to a story that invokes feelings among your database, people that you see, people that you talk to. And so we'll take an example of that same single parent in that Zillow video, and I'll show you how you can become a better storyteller here as we finish. So let's look at the subject line, right? That's typically what most agents are sending out. Just sold, okay? You sold 121 Springview Drive for $799,000. Doesn't invoke feelings, you're just announcing facts. But what if you did something like that? Why did 121 Springview Drive sell in 8 days with 10 offers? Question mark. Create FOMO with your marketing. It invokes certain feelings. Hey, I might be missing out on something. And then they open the email, and then you can demonstrate the value you bring to the process that created that scenario, right? Okay, storytelling is not a channel, it's a strategy. And I believe that there are 4 parts to the storytelling formula. One is the hook. The first 10, 15 seconds, whether it's the email subject line, the top of your video, the first 10 seconds of your video, that is considered a hook. And I want to teach you how to get hooks, or not be hooked, get hooks. And then the struggle. In this case, they went through 8 homes that they thought they were going to win. They lost and they almost gave up the search. And then they found the home they liked. That's the result and the close, right? So there's a 4-part formula, okay? Now, think of open houses. See what drew 28 buyers to 117 Hanover Avenue. Great subject line. You can take that into a video. And I'm a believer in when something lands with an email, take it to other channels. So land and expand. See what drew 28 buyers to open house. How about just sold? How our client won over 8 offers? It doesn't have to be just a listing. It could be a buy-side client. And maybe it was a Prosperity competitive edge that got it over. But once they see that email, if I'm in your database, even though I'm not serious about purchasing another home or selling my house, if you send me that email, how our client won over 8 offers, exclamation point, I would open to read it because it is a FOMO and it is something that it creates urgency. And market update, why 59 families made Cherry Hill their home this month. You can get those stats from the MLS. Don't just send Cherry Hill market update. That's table stakes. Everybody's doing it. Nobody or very few people are leading with stories. So where do you tell stories? You tell stories in video, social media, email, and even in person when you meet clients. Lead with stories. Remember, stories sell, facts tell. And so all channels you can leverage stories. Become a better storyteller. Now, if I was doing this in person and I would ask you, how many of you are really good storytellers? A couple of hands go up. In my recent trips to offices and award ceremonies, I ask in 5 in a room of 100. But I want to help you tell better stories because every week, regularly, you're encountering clients that can be converted into a story that you can market, okay? Now, what's a video in 2025 if I didn't introduce AI to you, okay? So I built a real estate storyteller custom GPT. Can AI help you become a better storyteller? I believe it can. And if you're watching this video on YouTube, in the description, I put the link to that GPT, and all you'll need is a free ChatGPT account to use this custom GPT. It's called Real Estate Storyteller. So take the scenario of that single parent daughter Zillow commercial. I basically type in here, I helped this client finally win the home. They went through 8 offers, didn't win the home, and they finally won it. So the challenges you saw in the video. If I entered that to this GPT, here's what it comes out with. Email subject lines. The offer that finally felt right. After heartbreak, a better home found them. They almost gave up. Then this happened. If you send those subject lines describing this client's win eventually, I suspect you'll get a better open rate than just sold. Help the client, Video hooks. Remember, email, video. They lost their dream home and found something better. That's the hook. It took heartbreak and a few no's to get to the yes. In a competitive market, they stayed the course and it paid off. Doesn't mean these are 3 options. You can pick the one that resonates with you. I suspect if you were to use stuff like this, you're going to get better bang for your marketing because you're leading with stories. Finishing up. How about a social post caption? After multiple offers and one tough heartbreak, these buyers finally got the yes they've been waiting for. Sometimes the best home come right after the hardest goodbyes. That's a great hook, right? And really talking about the storytelling formula. So this custom GPT gives you email subject lines, video hooks, social post captions, and a brief email copy based on the scenario you give it. So even if you're not a good storyteller, this custom GPT helps you tell better stories. So in closing, start with stories because it invokes emotion, and then lead with facts afterwards to have your marketing stick better in 2025. Great day, everybody.